Overthinking is one of the most common habits that silently sabotages our potential and peace of mind. It often starts innocently with the desire to make the right choice or prepare for every possible outcome. However, this constant cycle of analysis can become overwhelming, leaving us trapped in a loop of indecision and anxiety. The more we overthink, the harder it becomes to move forward. This habit feeds on uncertainty, amplifying our fears and insecurities until even the simplest decisions feel paralyzing. Over time, overthinking becomes less about solving problems and more about ruminating on worst-case scenarios, many of which never actually happen. This mental clutter consumes our energy, leaving us exhausted and emotionally drained. When you're caught in the habit of overthinking, you're essentially trying to control every detail of the future. You play out different scenarios in your mind, hoping to prepare for any possible outcome. But the truth is, no amount of thinking can guarantee a perfect result. Life is inherently unpredictable, and trying to manage every aspect of it through thought alone is not only impossible, but also counterproductive. The more we try to control, the more we realize how little control we actually have. This realization can either cause more anxiety or open the door to a new mindset, one of trust and acceptance. Learning to let go doesn't mean giving up. It means understanding that some things are beyond your influence, and that's okay. Trusting the process is a powerful antidote to overthinking. It's about shifting your focus from trying to control every outcome to believing that things will unfold as they should. This doesn't mean you stop planning or being proactive. It means you do your best in the present moment and release the need to predict or perfect the future. When you focus on what's within your control, your actions, your attitude, and your effort, you create space for growth and clarity. The mental energy that was once consumed by overthinking can now be redirected toward productive activities and personal development. Another aspect of overcoming overthinking is learning to embrace uncertainty. Uncertainty is a natural part of life, and resisting it only causes more stress. When we accept that we can't predict everything, we become more adaptable and resilient. This mindset allows us to approach challenges with a sense of curiosity rather than fear. Instead of asking, "What if everything goes wrong?" we begin to ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" This shift in perspective transforms anxiety into opportunity. It's not about ignoring potential risks, but about recognizing that worrying excessively about them doesn't change the outcome. It only steals your peace in the present. Overthinking also affects our relationships and interactions with others. When we overanalyze conversations, emails, or social cues, we often misinterpret intentions and create unnecessary conflicts in our minds. This habit can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection as we become trapped in our thoughts rather than engaging authentically with those around us. By learning to let go of overthinking, we open ourselves up to more genuine connections and clearer communication. We stop reading between the lines and start taking things at face value, which reduces misunderstandings and builds stronger relationships. One practical way to break the cycle of overthinking is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches us to focus on the present moment without judgment. When you catch yourself spiraling into overthinking, take a step back and ground yourself in the here and now. Pay attention to your breath, your surroundings, or the task at hand. This simple act of bringing your attention back to the present interrupts the cycle of rumination and helps you regain control over your thoughts. Over time, this practice strengthens your ability to stay present and reduces the tendency to overthink. Setting boundaries with your thoughts is another effective strategy. Just as you would set boundaries with people who drain your energy, you can set boundaries with unproductive thinking patterns. When you notice yourself overanalyzing, gently remind yourself that you've done all you can and it's time to move on. You might even set a specific time each day to address any lingering worries, allowing yourself to process them without letting them take over your entire day. By compartmentalizing your concerns, you prevent them from spilling into every aspect of your life. It's also important to recognize the role of perfectionism in overthinking. Many people overthink because they fear making mistakes or being judged. They believe that if they can just think through every detail, they'll avoid failure or criticism. But perfection is an unattainable standard, and striving for it only leads to frustration and burnout. Accepting that mistakes are a natural part of growth allows you to approach life with more ease and confidence. Instead of fearing failure, you begin to see it as an opportunity to learn and improve. Surrounding yourself with supportive people can also help you break free from overthinking. When you're stuck in your head, talking to someone you trust can provide a fresh perspective and help you see things more clearly. Often, simply voicing your concerns out loud can reduce their intensity and make them feel more manageable. Supportive friends or mentors can remind you of your strengths and help you refocus on what truly matters. They can offer encouragement and guidance, helping you navigate challenges without getting lost in unnecessary worry. Quitting the habit of overthinking is about learning to trust yourself and the journey you're on. It's about recognizing that you don't need to have all the answers right now, and that's perfectly okay. Life will unfold in its own time, and your role is to show up, do your best, and let go of the rest. By releasing the need to control every detail, you create space for joy, creativity, and growth. You begin to live more fully in the present, appreciating each moment for what it is rather than getting lost in what it might be. Over time, this shift in mindset leads to greater peace, confidence, and fulfillment. Dwelling on the past is one of the most common habits that can hold us back from experiencing growth, peace, and fulfillment in our lives. It's easy to replay old mistakes, regrets, and painful memories, thinking that if we analyze them enough, we might find closure or somehow change what has already happened. However, constantly living in the past prevents us from embracing the present and building a better future. When we fixate on what went wrong or what we could have done differently, we anchor ourselves to experiences that no longer serve us. This mental and emotional baggage weighs us down, making it difficult to move forward with confidence and clarity. One of the primary reasons people dwell on the past is the belief that they can't move forward until they've fully understood or made sense of their previous experiences. While reflection can be valuable, there's a fine line between learning from the past and being trapped by it. Reflecting on past mistakes can provide important lessons, but when we replay the same events over and over, we risk reinforcing negative emotions like guilt, shame, and resentment. This can create a cycle of self-blame and regret that hinders our ability to grow and evolve. Instead of focusing on the opportunities ahead, we become stuck in a loop of what if and if only, which limits our potential and diminishes our sense of hope. Another aspect of dwelling on the past is the tendency to hold on to grudges or unresolved conflicts. When we cling to anger or resentment toward others, we give them power over our emotional well-being. Forgiveness is not about condoning harmful behavior or pretending that painful events didn't happen. Rather, it's about releasing the hold that these experiences have on us. By letting go of past hurts, we free ourselves from the emotional burden that comes with carrying grudges. Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves, allowing us to reclaim our peace and move forward with an open heart. It's a process that requires courage and compassion, but the freedom it brings is invaluable. Sometimes people dwell on the past because they fear the uncertainty of the future. The past, even if it was painful, is familiar and predictable. The future, on the other hand, is unknown and can feel intimidating. This fear of the unknown can lead us to romanticize the past or hold onto it as a way of avoiding the challenges and risks that come with growth. However, clinging to the past out of fear only keeps us stuck in old patterns and prevents us from experiencing new opportunities. Embracing the present and looking forward to the future requires a willingness to step out of our comfort zones and trust that better things are ahead. One effective way to break free from the habit of dwelling on the past is to practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what went wrong to what is going right in our lives. By acknowledging the blessings and positive experiences in the present, we begin to see that life is full of opportunities for joy and growth. Gratitude helps us reframe our perspective, allowing us to appreciate the lessons we've learned from the past without being defined by them. It also fosters a sense of contentment and peace, reminding us that we have the power to create new, positive experiences moving forward. Another important step in letting go of the past is to cultivate self-compassion. Many people dwell on their mistakes and regrets because they are overly critical of themselves. They hold themselves to unrealistic standards and struggle to forgive their own imperfections. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a friend. It means recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and that our worth is not determined by our past actions. By embracing self-compassion, we create space for healing and growth, allowing us to move forward with confidence and resilience. Mindfulness is another powerful tool for overcoming the habit of dwelling on the past. Mindfulness teaches us to be fully present in the current moment, without judgment or attachment to past experiences. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. This allows us to recognize when we are slipping into old patterns of rumination and gently guide our focus back to the present. Mindfulness also helps us develop greater awareness of our inner dialogue, enabling us to challenge negative thought patterns and replace them with more constructive perspectives. Setting goals and focusing on the future can also help us move past old experiences. When we have a clear vision of what we want to achieve, we are more motivated to take action and make positive changes in our lives. Setting goals gives us a sense of purpose and direction, helping us shift our focus from what has already happened to what is possible. By taking small, consistent steps toward our goals, we build momentum and create new experiences that reinforce our growth and progress. To reward greatness, surrounding ourselves with supportive people can make a significant difference in our ability to let go of the past. When we share our experiences and feelings with trusted friends or mentors, we gain new perspectives and emotional support. These connections remind us that we are not alone in our struggles, and that others have faced similar challenges and overcome them. Supportive relationships also provide encouragement and accountability, helping us stay focused on our growth and personal development. Letting go of the past is about embracing the present and trusting that the future holds new opportunities for growth and fulfillment. It's about recognizing that our past experiences do not define us and that we have the power to create a new narrative for our lives. By releasing the hold that the past has on us, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. We begin to see that every moment is an opportunity for growth, learning, and transformation. Letting go of the past is not always easy, but it is essential for living a life of purpose, peace, and joy. Relying on one's own understanding can often lead to unnecessary stress, confusion, and frustration, especially when life doesn't go as planned. Many people are taught from a young age to trust their logic, education, and experiences to navigate through challenges. While these tools are valuable, they are not infallible. Human understanding is inherently limited, shaped by personal biases, past experiences, and incomplete information. When we rely solely on our own perspective, we risk missing out on greater wisdom and guidance that could lead us to better outcomes. This is why surrendering control and trusting in a higher power can be transformative. It's an invitation to step beyond our limited viewpoint and lean into faith, believing that there's a greater plan at work, even when we don't see it immediately. Life is full of complexities and uncertainties that our minds can't always comprehend. When faced with unexpected setbacks or confusing situations, our natural tendency is to overthink, analyze every detail, and search for solutions based on our knowledge. While problem solving is a valuable skill, it becomes counterproductive when it leads to anxiety and a false sense of control. The truth is, no matter how much we plan or prepare, there are variables in life that are beyond our understanding and control. Illness, job loss, relationship struggles, and other life challenges often don't have clear or logical explanations. When we cling tightly to our own understanding in these situations, we can become frustrated, feeling as if we've failed because things didn't turn out the way we expected. Trusting in a higher power, however, invites us to release the pressure of having all the answers. It means acknowledging that we don't see the full picture, but there's a greater wisdom at work that does. This perspective shift is powerful because it replaces anxiety with peace and confusion with hope. It doesn't mean we stop thinking or making decisions, but rather that we approach life with a sense of humility and openness. We do our part, making wise choices and putting in the effort, but we recognize that the outcome is not entirely in our hands. This balance between action and surrender is where true peace lies. Another important aspect of not relying solely on our understanding is learning to be patient with life's timing. When things don't happen according to our schedules, it's easy to become discouraged and frustrated. We might wonder why our plans are delayed or why certain doors seem to remain closed despite our best efforts. However, trusting that there is a purpose behind the timing helps us to remain calm and hopeful. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually a period of preparation. We may not realize it at the moment, but the waiting season could be strengthening us, teaching us lessons, or aligning us with better opportunities. When we stop trying to force things to happen on our timeline and trust in the timing of a greater plan, we find peace in the process, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. Moreover, not relying solely on our understanding allows us to embrace unexpected opportunities and changes. Life is unpredictable, and often the best things come from situations we never planned or anticipated. When we're rigid in our thinking and overly attached to our own plans, we might miss out on these opportunities. But when we remain open to guidance beyond our understanding, we're more willing to pivot and adapt when life takes us in a new direction. This flexibility can lead to experiences and blessings we never could have imagined on our own. One of the most challenging yet rewarding aspects of not leaning on our own understanding is learning to trust in the face of adversity. When we go through difficult times, it's natural to question why things are happening and to search for explanations that make sense to us. But sometimes there are no immediate answers. Trusting in a higher power during these moments requires faith that even in the pain, there is a purpose. It's about believing that our struggles are not in vain and that they are shaping us in ways we might not yet comprehend. This trust doesn't eliminate the pain, but it gives it meaning and helps us persevere with hope. Another benefit of releasing reliance on our understanding is the freedom it brings from perfectionism and the fear of failure. When we believe that everything depends on our knowledge and efforts, we put immense pressure on ourselves to be perfect. Any mistake or setback feels like a personal failure. But when we trust that there's a greater force guiding us, we realize that mistakes are part of the journey and that even our failures can be used for our growth and benefit. This perspective allows us to take risks, try new things, and step out of our comfort zones without the paralyzing fear of getting everything right. It's liberating to know that we're not expected to have all the answers and that we're supported in ways we can't always see. Not relying solely on our understanding also enhances our relationships with others. When we acknowledge that we don't have all the answers, we become more open to listening to different perspectives and learning from others. This humility fosters deeper connections and mutual respect. It helps us navigate conflicts with empathy and understanding, recognizing that everyone has their own unique experiences and viewpoints. Trusting in a greater plan also allows us to extend grace to others, understanding that they too are on their own journeys, learning and growing in their own ways. Incorporating spiritual practices such as prayer, meditation, or reflection can help reinforce the habit of trusting beyond our understanding. These practices create space for quieting our minds, releasing control, and seeking guidance. They remind us that we are not alone in our struggles, and that there is a source of wisdom and strength available to us. Over time, these practices cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience, helping us navigate life's uncertainties with grace and confidence. In conclusion, while our understanding and knowledge are valuable tools, they are not the ultimate source of guidance and wisdom. Life's complexities often require more than just logical thinking. They require faith, trust, and the willingness to surrender control. By letting go of the need to have all the answers and trusting in a greater plan, we open ourselves up to peace, growth, and unexpected blessings. This doesn't mean we stop striving or making wise choices, but rather that we approach life with humility, knowing that we are supported in ways we may not fully understand. Letting go of control can be one of the most difficult yet transformative steps in life. Many people are conditioned to believe that if they plan carefully, work hard, and make all the right choices, everything will unfold exactly as they envision. This mindset often creates the illusion that we are fully in control of our circumstances. However, life frequently reminds us that no matter how much we plan or prepare, there are forces and outcomes beyond our control. Unexpected events, disappointments, and challenges can arise without warning, leaving us feeling powerless and frustrated. The key to finding peace in such situations is learning to let go of the need to control every aspect of life and trusting that there is a greater plan at work. When we try to control every detail of our lives, we often become consumed with anxiety and stress. This constant need to manage outcomes and prevent failure can be mentally and emotionally exhausting. The truth is, no matter how hard we try, we cannot predict or manipulate every situation to our advantage. Life is full of uncertainties, and trying to resist this reality only leads to frustration. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. Instead, it means recognizing the limits of our influence and surrendering to the flow of life. It's about doing our best with what we can control, our actions, attitudes, and choices, while trusting that the things beyond our control will unfold as they are meant to. One of the most liberating aspects of letting go is the relief it brings from the pressure of perfection. Many people carry the burden of believing they must have everything figured out, make no mistakes, and achieve constant success. This perfectionist mindset creates an unrealistic standard that is impossible to maintain. When we let go of the need to control outcomes, we allow ourselves the grace to be human, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. We begin to understand that failure is not a reflection of our worth, but a natural part of growth and development. This shift in perspective fosters resilience and encourages us to embrace challenges as opportunities rather than threats. Letting go of control also opens the door to unexpected opportunities and possibilities. When we are rigid in our thinking and overly attached to specific plans, we may overlook or resist opportunities that don't fit our expectations. However, when we loosen our grip and remain open to the unexpected, we often find that life leads us to places we never imagined, but are exactly where we need to be. This openness requires trust. Trust that even when things don't go according to our plans, they are still working out for our good. Often, the detours and delays we experience are not setbacks, but setups for something greater than we could have planned ourselves. Another important aspect of letting go is learning to trust the timing of life. We live in a fast-paced world that often values instant results and immediate gratification. When things don't happen as quickly as we'd like, it's easy to become impatient and frustrated. However, growth, healing, and success often take time. Letting go of control means accepting that life unfolds in its own time, not ours. It's about trusting that delays are not denials and that waiting can be a season of preparation. During these periods, we may be developing the skills, strength, and wisdom needed for the next chapter of our lives. Recognizing this helps us to remain patient and hopeful, even when we don't see immediate progress. Letting go of control also deepens our relationships with others. When we try to control people, whether it's family, friends, or colleagues, we often create tension and conflict. Relationships thrive on mutual respect, trust, and freedom, not control and manipulation. By letting go of the need to dictate how others behave or what choices they make, we create space for authentic connections. We begin to appreciate people for who they are rather than who we want them to be. This doesn't mean we stop caring or setting boundaries, but it means we respect others' autonomy and trust them to navigate their own journeys. Letting go also involves releasing the past. Many people carry the weight of past mistakes, regrets, and hurts, trying to control how those experiences affect their present and future. However, clinging to the past prevents us from fully embracing the present and moving forward. Letting go of past pain doesn't mean forgetting or ignoring what happened, but rather releasing the emotional grip it has on us. It means forgiving ourselves and others, learning from the experience, and choosing to focus on what we can create now. This process of release frees us from the burden of what was and opens us to the possibilities of what can be. Similarly, letting go means not obsessing over the future. While planning for the future is important, constantly worrying about what might happen creates unnecessary stress and prevents us from enjoying the present moment. The future is uncertain, and no amount of planning can guarantee specific outcomes. By focusing too much on what's ahead, we miss the beauty and opportunities in the here and now. Letting go of control means trusting that the future will unfold as it should, and that we will have the strength and resources to handle whatever comes our way when the time comes. Letting go also fosters a deeper sense of peace and contentment. When we stop trying to control every detail, we begin to live with greater ease and acceptance. We start to appreciate the journey rather than fixating solely on the destination. This doesn't mean we lose ambition or stop striving for our goals, but it means we find joy and fulfillment in the process itself. We become more present, more grateful, and more at peace with where we are, even if it's not exactly where we thought we'd be. Letting go of control strengthens our faith and trust in something greater than ourselves. Whether it's faith in God, the universe, or the natural flow of life, surrendering control is an act of trust. It's about believing that we are supported, guided, and cared for, even when we don't have all the answers. This trust gives us the courage to face uncertainties with confidence and the assurance that we are never alone in our journey.